Hello YouTubers and toy collectors, and welcome to yet another Doctor Who action figure review. This time I shall be taking a look at another variant of Captain Jack Harkness, which featured in the spin-off series of Doctor Who, Torchwood, and also from Series 3 onwards, which was the episode Utopia. This video is the first time that I've filmed with my brand new iPad, which featured in my last video, which was the collection update. So now I shall be giving you action figure reviews in HD, hopefully. So let's take a look at the detail of this figure first. So obviously this is a lot different than the Series 1 variants of the figure, which I reviewed nearly a year ago now, and it is a lot more detailed, and in my opinion, if you take a closer look, it looks a lot more like John Barrowman. The likeness to his face is, it seems, spot on. The jacket is also very nicely detailed. It's a bit like David Tennant's, but I think it's a bit more detailed. And you can just see here, it's a lot more lighter in real life, but you've got the straps on the back of the jacket there. You've got little buttons on the back of the wrist, and you've got his embroidering here on his shoulders, indicating that he's a captain, which is, I think it's the same on the Series 1 variant as well. And if we just open this up a bit, you can see it's made out of PVC rubber, and we can see inside his shirt, you got the buttons there, very nicely done, and you've also got his braces on here, which have been released as a figure. So they've released a figure of this without the jacket, but I think it's only exclusive to a set, and I think you can only get it from Forbidden Planet for the Torchwood range. My girlfriend's got this figure, but it's like a lighter turquoise blue shirt, and you can just see there the pocket for where he stores his gun, or his revolver I should say, and you've got the belt here, and it goes all the way around as well. So overall, the detail on this figure is absolutely amazing. It's just, when I first saw it, I immediately got it, because I got this with Martha Jones with the Toclafane, which was my last action figure review, because from 2008 onwards they started making the figures a lot more detailed, and for me this is one of the most detailed character figures that they've ever made. So well done to Character Options, even though I'm making this review about 5 years later. So I think the head sculpt is also brand new as well, which is good as well. They didn't use the same head which was used on the Series 1 variant, the Empty Child variant, with his navy costume. So yeah, I'm very pleased that they added more detail, as John Barrowman's appearance changed a bit in between his appearance in Series 1 and then obviously in Torchwood Series 1 and then Utopia. So I'm very, very, very pleased with the detail. So the articulation on this figure, the head, I don't think does a 360. It only just moves side to side. That's okay. I'm not really bothered about that. The arms can do a 360-degree turn. The elbows can move up and back as well. And the legs can move as well. And the knees and the feet don't, they just stay the same. So the articulation is also standard. And I forgot to mention, I think the hands can also move, like so. So now we'll take a look at his accessories. So he comes with a revolver. Maybe I should explain now. They released two variants of this figure. The first variant was released in 2008, and then the second variant was 2009. The second variant I gave to my girlfriend, so I kept the first, and I also kept this jar with the Doctor's hand, because in the second variant it comes with Doctor's severed hand in a jar, whereas in the first variant it's just him on his own but with the revolver. So the second variant didn't come with a revolver at all. So revolver, very nice. Just get it into focus. So it's very, very nicely detailed. At the time, it was the most detailed weapon I think they made. Obviously, it's different to the weapon he uses in Series 1, because that was a sonic blaster, something that River Song would later use. So now let's have a look at the hand. Basically, there's just a little bit of plastic at the bottom, as you can see, which holds the hand up. It's meant to be David Tennant's hand. I'm not sure if it's a bit too big, but to me it looks okay. And you've got the handles there, so if you wanted to, you could get Captain Jack to hold it in his hand. Just get it in his hand. That didn't go well. It can go in his hand. There we go. So that's what he would look like, because obviously he took the hand with him to the end of the universe in Utopia. So overall this figure is very good. I highly recommend it. There's one criticism though. It's not to do with the figure itself, but it was to do with the packaging, because back when I got it, the packaging for this figure said Series 1, but he didn't wear these clothes until his appearances in Torchwood, and then obviously his later appearance in Series 3 and Series 4 in Doctor Who. If we do a comparison now, I'll just get them in order. Then you can see the difference between the two variants of the figures, and in my opinion, this variant is a lot more detailed, and obviously that one's the sonic blaster, and the revolver is obviously different. Also notice that the hair still parts in the same place, but now his fringe comes a bit more down. There's like a separate, well, it's not a separate piece, but it's been sculpted to look like it's a separate piece, like going down just over his eye, and there as well, it's just looks like it's been nicely combed, because it's like a World War II piece. So in my opinion, this looks a lot more like John Barrowman than this figure, although that looks like John Barrowman as well, but this is an improvement. So that's it, really. So thank you very much for watching this action figure review of Captain Jack Harkness with the Doctor's severed hand and a revolver as well. Now, before I go, I'm going to give you an update on what's going on with my channel. So, obviously, the news has broke recently about the new range of figures for Series 7 coming out, which are 3.75. I don't think that I'm going to get them because they'll look absolutely ridiculous with my 5-inch figures, which I've been collecting since 2007. So at the moment, I have no plans of getting the 3.75 range because a couple of them are really releases because they're just making another Matt Smith. But the brand new figures as well, such as Oswin, who played by Jenna Louise Coleman, and the brand new Cyberman as well. But be assured, I am not going to be picking those figures up any time soon. But I heard there's going to be another sound effects Dalek wave. I'm definitely going to be picking them up. That's if they're 5-inch as well. So, where do I go from here? Well, from this review, I'm not going to be doing new series action figure reviews for a while now, but instead I'm going to be doing classic series action figure reviews now, and my first one shall be the first ever classic series action figure that I got, which was the Fourth Doctor, as played by Tom Baker, and it's one of my favourite ever figures. And for those of you who collect classic figures, maybe that was your first classic figure you got as well. So from now, I'm going to be doing classic action figure reviews. I won't be doing new series action figure reviews for quite some time. I'll go back to it eventually, do Series 4, Series 5, and the small amount of Series 6 figures I got. But there's a lot to do with classic series, so I'm going to go over there because most of my videos have been new series action figure reviews, beg your pardon, and now I'm going to show you my knowledge of the classic series with the action figures. So my first classic action figure review shall be the Fourth Doctor from season 12, as played by Tom Baker. So I hope you've enjoyed this action figure review, and I hope you found it informative. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you next time.